This tweet from @TheHoopHerald on X set off a bit of a firestorm. Could the best high school basketball team in the nation really beat a Division I team or win a Division I basketball conference? Before we continue on, I just want to say welcome to And the Foul, where we cover college basketball players, games, and moments. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. Alright, this tweet from Hoop Herald really ruffled some feathers this week. It says, this Montverde team can beat a lot of Division I basketball teams. They would win a handful of conferences and are coached by one of the best in the world at any level. Look, these type of accounts do a good job of stirring the pot and posting tweets that they know will get people talking. But I actually do think this is an interesting question. So first, we have to break it into two parts. Number one, could Montverde, the current number one in the Max Preps high school rankings, beat a lot of Division I basketball teams? And number two, could Montverde win a Division I basketball conference? Let's dive in. So first, let's get some facts straight about this Montverde team. They are freaking stacked. They've got the consensus number one 2024 player in America, Cooper Flagg, who just committed to Duke, along with 5 other highly regarded 2024 players. LSU commit Curtis Givens, number 61 on the 247 composite. Baylor commit Robert Wright III, who is number 29. Indiana commit Liam McNeely, who is number 17. Derek Queen, who is number 15. And Georgia commit Asa Noel, who is number 11. They've also got depth from Caleb Gaskins, Caden Allen, and Donnie Miller, who are all highly regarded in the 2026 class. This team is legit stacked. Like, that's definitely accurate. Montverde has historically been one of the best high school teams in the country. In 2017, USA Today named Montverde Academy the best basketball program of the decade. Head coach Kevin Boyle has won 7 national championships at Montverde. You look at the list of players who played under him recently, it is absolutely insane. Like, just look at this list. Cade Cunningham, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, D'Angelo Russell, Kyrie Irving. I mean, this list is wild. So Montverde is legit. This is a prep school. They can put together a crazy roster with a plethora of the most talented high school players in the country every year. Now that we've got the facts straight about Montverde, let's move on to question number one. Could Montverde, the current number one in the Max Preps high school rankings, beat a lot of Division I teams? Let's look at what the people think. Hoop Herald ran this poll asking if Montverde could beat low major teams from the NEC, MEAC, and America East Conference. And honestly, a little surprisingly to me, 71% voted no. CBB Content says they'd lose to Mississippi Valley State if they played right now. People coming back with, this tweet's ridiculous, but they wouldn't lose to Mississippi Valley State. This guy says, easy to look good versus kids who will never play college basketball. They get smoked by any D1 team. So I think for most people, they wouldn't have a chance against a D1 team. The short answer for me is yes, I 100% believe this team could beat a lot of Division I teams. If the premise is just one game, go look at a list of the worst teams according to Kenpom and tell me with a straight face that this Montverde team can't beat them in one game. Look, I respect all these teams. I'm not calling anyone out or questioning the level of play in low major D1 basketball, but these are all high school players that most assume will immediately contribute at the Power 6 Division I level, and a lot of these guys could be legitimate difference makers. So one game, yes, I think Montverde would have a good chance to beat a lot of the bottom 15 to 20 teams in the country. If they lined it up with Mississippi Valley State, currently the worst team in D1 according to Kenpom, 10 times, I think they would win a few games. Maybe not win every game, but yes, I think they could beat a lot of these teams. Now for question number two, I think that this is where this tweet and this video get really interesting. Question number two, could Montverde win a Division I basketball conference? According to TeamRankings.com, they have the SWAC listed as the worst conference in D1 for 2022-23, so we'll just use that as the example for the video. But they had the NEC ranked as the second worst conference, and who won that league last year? Fairleigh Dickinson, who beat number 1 seed Purdue in last year's NCAA tournament. So that should give you an idea of where my thoughts are on this. I don't think Montverde could win a Division I basketball conference. And I do think saying they could win a handful of D1 conferences is a take that is honestly a little bit disrespectful and lacks proper perspective on what it takes to win a conference and advance to the NCAA tournament. So here are your SWAC standings from 2022-23. Just look at these teams. Grambling State won 24 games last year. They beat Vanderbilt on the road, who was a bubble team. Alcorn State went 15-3 in the conference, and neither of those teams won the conference tournament. Texas Southern finished 8th and won the conference tournament and went to the NCAAs. Could I see a scenario where Montverde could beat a lot of these lower finishing teams like Mississippi Valley State and FAMU? Okay, yes, but I still think it would be extremely difficult for them to win a conference tournament, and nearly impossible for them to sustain over an 18-game conference schedule and have the best record at the end. These are teams that have grown men, experienced players. They've played D1 basketball for 4, sometimes 5 years, and oftentimes some of the best D2 or D3 players or JUCO players transfer to conferences like the SWAC. And that goes for the other conferences near the bottom too, like the NEC, Southland, MEAC, Ohio Valley. These conferences have some good teams. I just don't think Montverde, with all 15 to 18-year-olds, as talented as they are going to win a D1 conference basketball tournament or win a regular season title over an 18 or so game schedule. What do y'all think? Is there any high school basketball team that could win a D1 conference? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.